Welcome back. Now let's take a look at some sports. Here's Charles Aruka.
Welcome to Sports News. Austrian tennis star Dominic Thiem has put himself in with a chance of progressing to the semi-finals of the ATP World Tour Finals in London with a 3-set win over Gael Monfils. Thiem weathered a mid-match storm when an apparently injured Monfils burst into life to play some audacious tennis and stayed solid through the decider to claim his maiden victory at the season-ending event. The 23-year-old, making his long-awaited debut at the event, secured a 6-3, 1-6, 6-4 victory over his opponent.
Gains a match, Thiem. 2-1, 6-3, 1-6.
And in football, Nasarawa United head coach Kabir Dogo has offered to remain with the Lafia-based side in the upcoming Nigeria Professional Football League season. The former ABS FC tactician led the Solid Miners to finish 10th in the outgone Nigerian top flight and the final of the just concluded 2016 Federation Cup. Dogo admits he wants to show his appreciation to the side for their trust and kindness by staying behind to guide them in the upcoming season. Nasarawa United players are expected to resume for the new NPFL season on Sunday, November the 20th. In internationals, Kayode Olanrewaju and Victor Osimhen are expected to be called up for next year's international friendly against Egypt. Olanrewaju, who has previously featured for Nigeria at the under-17 and under-20 levels, has scored 16 goals this season for FK Austria Wien in all competitions. Osimhen scored a record 10 goals to lead the Golden Eaglets to victory at the 2015 FIFA Under-17 World Cup in Chile and now plies his trade for German Bundesliga side Wolfsburg. In the United States, Los Angeles Galaxy have confirmed that former England and Liverpool captain Steven Gerrard will not return to the club for the 2017 MLS season. Gerrard has been playing for the Galaxy for the past 18 months following his exit from boyhood club Liverpool, but hinted earlier this week that his time in the United States was coming to an end. The American club were hoping he would sign a new contract and remain in California for another season, but the 36-year-old midfielder has decided to head home following the club's MLS playoff shootout defeat to the Colorado Rapids last week.
No regrets. I've loved the experience. I've met some incredible people on and off the pitch. I absolutely idolise my teammates who I've shared the journey with over the 17-18 months. I've learnt a lot of the coaches and off my teammates, and I'll certainly use that for myself moving forward, because although I'm going back to England to live, it's certainly not the end of me in football terms. I've got a lot of things to consider over the coming weeks and months, and I'm sure I'll be back involved in the game somewhere down the line. This place will stay inside my heart forever, because I've absolutely loved the experience. It's just a shame that I haven't got a trophy or a cup to remember it by, but it certainly weren't for a lack of trying. I really wanted it, and it's a bit disappointing that I never got it.
That's it on Sports News, and back to Ijoma with the rest of the news at 10.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Now, Egypt's highest court has overturned the death sentence against ousted President Mohamed Morsi. Morsi had been condemned to death for his part in a mass prison break during the 2011 revolution. He was elected in 2012 but removed by the military a year later after street protests erupted against his rule. Morsi has separately been sentenced to life in prison for terrorism offences and still faces trial on other charges. And US President Barack Obama has promised the country's NATO allies of continuity as he prepares to turn over control of the White House to his Republican successor, President-elect Donald Trump.
Beneath the day-to-day news that makes us that indispensable nation when it comes to maintaining order and promoting prosperity around the world. That will continue. In my conversation with the President-elect, he expressed a great interest in maintaining our core strategic relationships. And so one of the messages I will be able to deliver is his commitment to NATO and the transatlantic alliance. I think that's one of the most important functions I can serve at this stage during this trip, is to let them know that there is no weakening of resolve when it comes to America's commitment to maintaining a strong and robust NATO relationship, and a recognition that those alliances aren't just good for Europe, they're good for the United States, and they're vital for the world.
U.S. President Barack Obama. And the main news again. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs today raised an alarm that 75,000 children in Nigeria's northeast are in danger of starving to death. The head of the office told journalists that the children may die of malnutrition unless they receive urgent humanitarian aid. Also today, a Red Cross team's distribution of relief materials to internally displaced persons in Abuja ended in chaos after impatient IDPs overwhelmed the aid workers and helped themselves to the items. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Onyato. You have a good night.
This is Channels Television, celebrating 21 years of professional broadcasting.